Are almost at the end of the road of the one playoffs here at Empress Valor. And hello, everyone. My name is Alligator. I've got the awesome Blitz by my side to bring you all the action of this thrilling lower bracket final between Razyngan and Infinite Zero. But before we get into anything, Blitz, my friend, how are you doing? Excited for today?
I am very excited for today. It is my second time casting for Empress, and also I get to see another Infinite Zero game.
Always sure to be a banger. Certainly. We've got our map set over there below. We're going to be going to Split, Lotus, and Breeze, three maps that we have seen plenty of this split. Of course, Razyngan being the higher seeded team, number 2, 7-0 record. Perfect up until matching up five guys last playoffs. Infinite Zero, number 6 seed, 4 and 3. Plenty of teams with 4 and 3. I think seeds maybe like 5 through 6. So, Razyngan gets the first pick. Split, Infinite Zero. Attack, Lotus, pick. Razyngan chose Razyngan on attack as well. Now, we've had a lot of talk about what sides might be favored, might preferred by these teams, whether you want to start on the strong side, the weak side, etc. Preference. We're not going to talk about that just yet. Blitz, I want to ask you, what are you expecting to see here? Because Razyngan, I feel like, has been one of the teams to beat this season. They were predicted to go to the grand finals alongside five guys. Half of that duo is already waiting there, undefeated. Can Infinite Zero surprise them as they've been doing all throughout the playoffs, or is this maybe going to be a quick affair? Higher seed favorite.
I feel like this would be a very close match. Well, last I think on Split and against Five Guys and Razyngan, I think Razyngan had a huge lead and won that in a kind of like a dominant fashion. And I'm not sure about their Lotus and all, but I think this would be just a pretty close match overall. An exciting one to watch as well.
Be surprised if Infinite Zero chose Lotus after seeing that last performance from Razyngan. They won a grand total of 2 rounds against five guys, one on offense, one on defense. But like you said, on Split, they started on the attack. They went 11 and 1 on the round. You know, that is the theoretically favored side on. So we'll see how that goes. Now, for inside of Infinite Zero, I have a here from Ascent and Breeze as well. Last time they played Breeze, they went to overtime against Albert V3. They closed it out in just a couple of quick rounds. Now, these maps have seen a lot of throughout this split. The bans have been pretty consistent. Fracture, Pearl, pretty equal across the board. Split, Lotus, Ascent, seen a lot of bans. Do you think, Blitz, there's a reason for this, or are we? I don't know. Is there anything specific why any specific reason why?
To me, I don't really think there's a specific reason other than just how they've played for themselves. Because, like as I said earlier, Razyngan has showed a dominant fashion against Five Guys. So it seems like they're very comfortable with this map and know that they can dominate over other teams. And then for all these other ones, I would assume it's kind of the same thing with decider maps usually just coming down to whatever's left.
Got a lot of data on each other. They know what's at stake here. They've the data. They the strats. Other coaches behind this as well. Start populating down there with all the head into some traditional stuff in that Omen, Viper. So maybe not Astrodin. The Vice or Viper, an old pig, but still, I guess you could get Race, very popular. I saw the Jet for a second. Dick.
Yeah, and there's Jersey walking it in.
Uh-huh. There's the Jet we were talking about. I think we saw that last week as well. 11 1. Yeah, that race at now we were seeing thanks kind of across all maps. Well, what do you know difference? I'm looking at
Yeah.
that agent.
I mean, I to me, I know Lava. He's kind of on and off with his intel, so I think he's just most comfortable with Tejo from what I remember. And then here, like the difference we're seeing here is like the Raze is the solo duelist on Infinite Zero, and then I believe last time it was Caddy Kid that was just playing Raze last time, and they were kind of doing pretty well.
And we had an absolutely crazy moment with Katie taking down the showstopper from Caddy Kid. If Mint is watching, I know she remembers that one vividly and fondly. Gonna be on the Phoenix. They may be, deciding to change up things. Opponent. Big difference gonna be, I think, the double control, double duel. And said Razyngan very, very strong offense last time around into that attacking power. Zion playing the Vice, I believe maybe roles that they have asked, but we'll see how all that pans out. I can hear the player side lobby, so we'll probably jumping into that one soon. Blitz, I wanna ask you before we kick things off, what are you looking at as the key point for this map here?
I think for the key point, Razyngan just need to show a huge dominance to kind of set that momentum up for the rest of the game. Here we are into this round. Like we're doing a pretty overall split overall. We got more towards the middle and so. Still pushing up. Infinite Zero is all very pushed up in A. They've gone past Orb, about to hit ramp, but it looks like Lava's gonna clear there. And it looks like we're gonna have a confrontation there. Jump spot. And Lava goes down. Oh, and this mid push is going crazy. Exo wasn't looking at CT. Zombies went back though, backing up. But they're gonna try to clear the site. But Caddy Kid can't even get one. Flank from Zion here is crucial. Oh, but Zombie and Rez get two off. Zion coming with this flank. Does get Zombie. Rez, can he clutch this round? And he cannot. Infinite Zero takes the first pistol.
Messy towards the end. A little messy all around, I'd say, but they get the job done. That's exactly what they needed to find, especially some frags going the way of their lead duelist. Their only duelist, really, Liv and Maddie Fan. That's actually Wishy. And we know how these Valorant players like to get silly with their names. Here, we've got a Bucky, we've got a Spectre, we've got a Vandal in the hands of Choso, and a Bulldog as well. The only player Zion not with a other than a very close up here. Are they going to know?
And Exo does get Lava. Caddy does manage to get away, but without too much profit here. Rez does go down to Zion as well from B. B is now open. But does Infinite Zero realize this? They've seen two of these three players. Should be kind of obvious to go towards B. And grabs bomb. That's another one down on Razyngan. Like they are going to commit towards B. Wishy does go in. clearing the site for their team. No site's cleared. Zombies is stuck here in spawn. Big Wishy is just holding the. Caddy is making their way towards the B site. Very questionable smoke from Kexo.
One enemy remaining.
She does get zombie. Like, Caddy does go down, giving this next round to Infinite Zero.
Oh, that's what they needed to do. They get it done. They convert. Lose too many players. Look away for a second. See if I can tech issues. I end. But yeah, that's a well, they get done. Just to make sure players you farm little some ultimate orbs. Work towards that nightfall, that showstopper, the strongholds, even the garden that was Ion. They did. No, this is the important round, the bonus, the rifle round, and already they've got the numbers advantage.
And here we are. It seemed that Razyngan was trying to make a very aggressive play towards A, but it only works out by getting one, and now they've lost their gun advantage. Now, Infinite Zero are gonna flood the A site, but they don't know Zion's flanking them on vents. It's gonna be huge from Infinite Zero.
One enemy remaining.
For now. Can Res do it? Zion does see him. Oh, Zion does get Res on 1 HP, making him forced to save that rifle. Looks like a catastrophe for Razyngan right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, you know, you left it at 7 HP. You ain't really going nowhere. You have to save. You just want to let 1v4. I mean, we all dream about those heroics. It's just happen. At 3 in a row, like I said, this is the crucial round for it was for both teams, more so for Infinite Zero. They get those opening picks to start the round. Yes, they do trade a 2-4-1, but when you have the worst weaponry and you're especially on the attacking side, you get a heavy push from the defenders. You come out on top of it. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Go around the map. You can set the tempo. You can set the pace. You can just apply your strats. And now have put Razyngan on the back foot. You've got both duelists, 0 and 3. So 1 death per round and 0 kills. Speak about Jersey and Catykit, like we said. Catykit moving away from that race, moving away.
One suppressed.
Now, you've got the Outlaw now. Spider Drone. Shots 1 only, I believe. By not the best. You got more than classics. It's gonna be hard for Razyngan. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout with the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, I think if Razyngan don't win this round, which is highly unlikely that they do, they will have to call a timeout. And Wishy does get Jersey, and Zion picks off Res. Very bad already for Razyngan. Like looks like they're heading towards the B site. It's just Zombie all by himself. And they try to hold out, and they get picked off by Zion. This is very, very bad for Razyngan. I do think that after this round, they have to call a timeout, like you were saying.
Got here. Last player standing.
Now, they're really going to want some tactics and flawless out from Zero. Still pistols, some bandits, some sheriffs are coming here and there. Now, you've got rifles. If you are Razyngan, do you trust yourself? Do you trust the strong side of the try to learn something from a couple of rounds ago? Or do you call the timeout to try to turn around? It seems like we're not going to get it all just yet. But if they don't win this, I rather than later, because otherwise Infinite Zero, they're gonna run away with it. I mean, Razyngan themselves know what it is to have a big lead coming in from backside half, so have to be that zombie already so fast and taken down immediately. Here in Vans and Catty trying to cover something. Hot hands, Molly comes out fast enough. Still, such strong attempts, such valiant efforts from Infinite Zero to push through Vans. They're getting pinched now, though.
Zion does pick up Jersey, and Bushy gets res as well. This is very bad for Razyngan because looks like Infinite Zero, they changed up their play and just heavily pushed the mid area. Now can't recover. CT is pain to deal with.
It's pinches upon pinches upon pinches. It is first Catty Kid and Jersey and Rez trying to pinch Vents, but then Zion pinches the pinch coming in from mid, ends up the round with 3 kills, closed it out with a beautiful double. There it is, the timeout call from Razyngan. You've got to wonder, wasn't called before this rifle round, because now they're going to be going back to an eco. Not really going to be able to execute anything until the next round, or 2 rounds from now, I guess, since we haven't played this one. They're going to be down 6-0, you'd have to imagine, by that point. They would be risking 7-0. I do not like this. And you've got to have the confidence that you do it, but you gotta know yourself. You gotta know this game. I called the time at 1 round earlier. He's already at 7 kills. Steel Garden online. Ultimates, pretty close for Infinite. I have to imagine Razyngan maybe gonna try to get a few more points to go. They've got that run it back in the hands of Catty Kid already. Neural Theft probably not gonna be in round. Maybe Zombie can get a kill from the shadows. Armageddon would probably be the thing that you want to get so strong on the defense. On the other side, you're just 1 away from the Showstopper, 1 away from the shadows, 2 away from the Nightfall, 2 away from the Viper's Pit. You can't have a full hand. If you don't invest anything here, you could have a full hand going into the next round. You know, give yourself a 7-0, 8-0, 8-1 advantage, something like that. It could be so strong. Look at this push. So strong from Razyngan, and they know they want to go fast. They're not going to be able to get it done. Or are they? Zombie and Rez combined for 2 on the other side of the map. Numbers advantage going into B.
And was that? I'm pretty sure that was a 5-man push. Yeah, that was a 5-man push on A. They do get.
It was. Yeah, it was.
But I don't know if that
was with
be...
Stingers, I believe, on a couple players.
I don't think that would be enough for Razyngan to win this round. I mean, look at how much space Infinite Zero has. Like they are gonna hear them both towards mid. Oh, they're gonna have to,
and they're low.
And they didn't try to clear the area. They have so much space. Joseph misses. Does get Jersey, and does get Zombie.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not perfect for Infinite Zero. They've had a couple flawlesses already. Just like we talked about. Look at that ult economy. All 5 in hand. That is exactly what for the Infinite Zero side. They can do pretty much whatever they want. They can hit a site with a Showstopper. They can throw out the Steel Garden both for offense or for defense if they get the plant down. They've got the Nightfall to execute onto site. Viper's Pit hold down post plant as well from the shadows for information, repositioning, whatever. It's just a stacked deck that Razyngan are playing against. Execute already coming in from the Nightfall. And look at that, very heavy push down mid from Razyngan for a second, but now they're going to pivot from Vents into Heaven.
Yeah, and it looks like Infinite Zero have already gotten the site, and they're using 3 ults into this round to just guarantee the fact that they win this. Jersey does manage to get 1. Lava gets picked off, not thinking that Zion's just sitting there in that smoke. This Viper's Pit is going to be... Catty does manage to get Choso though. Exo picks off Jersey, but Rez does get the trade off. Zombie also gets picked off, but you should run. It's 2. And ran out ammo, but Zion is there to save the round. Our win to hit 0 here. A very close round. I think that Razyngan had to win for this first half on split.
Infinite Zero, they have guaranteed themselves a lead at the half. It was costly. They spent 4 ultimates, which is way more than I thought they would. Got a very strong showstopper and outlaw. Absolutely going to head through 4 of these players. You've got the heavy shields and Jersey, probably going to be using the blades, try to find some magic here. Voice lines already. That outlaw ringing true. Yeah, you were never going to survive this round against this weapon.
Oh, but Wishy still managed to pick up Jersey. What in the? Oh, blinded. And he does manage to get Wishy. But look at the amount of space that Infinite Zero have.
So much.
I did see them.
Enemy
Zion has so much space.
Those were your last words.
Another round for at 0. This is really bad for Razyngan. I was talking during when we started about how dominant Razyngan were on split. Now it seems like the roles in reverse, but then again, they are on defenders. Could turn it back.
Yeah, that's thing, right? Last time our dominant performance was on offense, but this map defender favored. There's that dichotomy that you.
Screen down.
1 kill, maybe even 4. I want to see Razyngan going very strong on the mid push. Trying to leave the B side empty. Stopper used. Now Caddy Kid gets the opening kill. I do think that might be the first blood that we have seen from Razyngan. First numerical advantage from them. Yes, they're going to be playing into a fully set post plant. There are no ultimates, no Viper Spit, Field Garden. Maybe they can get this done.
Yeah, and I do think it is their first blood. Now, Razyngan really need to get this round win for them to actually stand a better chance. They commit the Armageddon. Zion picks off Res, but Lava trades him out. She goes down as well. Kexo tries to get one. Choso does get another. That was just a 1v2 for Choso. Can he clutch this up? And no, he cannot. And that is the first round for Razyngan.
They almost lined up for a second, but yes, indeed, round win for Razyngan. The Armageddon, that crucial ultimate that we mentioned. Lots of points, very expensive.
I think it is.
Please. Hey, Honer will maybe act to go that, but still, the point is that Razyngan maybe have found something. They needed to find at least a map, otherwise how easy it is to get away from them. Still, this round is not a perfect buy for them. We see they lost way too many players. Comfortable on the economy side of Infinite Zero after 8 straight rounds of winning is absolutely booming. I don't think they have to worry about buying for the rest of the half. Maybe if they lose this one, they will have to start. I'd be very.
There was a second there I thought the game was frozen, but no, that was just Infinite Zero not moving at all towards mid. Looks like Infinite Zero are really heavy towards mid. I'm gonna go towards defense. Can Lava even? Oh, Lava just dropped down. That timing. Lava does get pushed. Wish he does manage to get him. I didn't realize Yusharun had died towards A. Infinite Zero are coming towards the B side. But it looks like Razyngan are backing up. Letting them get the site and trying to play post. Well, retake.
30 seconds left.
So holding down the mid area. Oh, gets picked off at the worst time, but Rez whiffs the shots, and Kexo's able to get him and get out, heading back towards main. Hattie does commit with the Phoenix ult, but then just gets down by Choso instantly. Now a 2v4.
Last player standing.
Joseph does pick up Caddy. And Zion finishes the round off by killing Zombie. And another round win for Infinite Zero.
Super easy to pick off.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'm not sure who that plant went. It might have been Kexo who had their ult. I would have probably given it to Chosa, which is one. You know, they're able to get it done. They're able to get the Nightfall as well with those final kills. Left one, but nothing really there. Steel Garden, again, almost fine for the side of Infinite Zero. You'd have to imagine they are on pace to close this half very, very comfortably. Might see another 11-1, like we saw Razyngan do themselves with 5 guys.
Yeah, and here we have Infinite Zero all stacked towards the A site, and it's just Caddy alone. But the rest of Razyngan are heading towards the A site. This is the same play we saw one time, but Caddy does manage to go down. And Choso just sprays Jersey through the smoke in an entire site. And I didn't even see you should run kill lava.
There.
I had Rez trap play. Now Zombie's just pinned down, nowhere to go. How does Zombie get one? He gets 2.
Oh,
No bullets. Picking up the Vandal, no bullets. He definitely needed more bullets there.
well, it was close. It would have had to be an ace. No, that's a tough part, really, about those types of clutches. Now, 10-11, last round of the half. Razyngan trying to find some magic here, trying to find something to hold on to. They've got it from the shadows, the neural theft. That's going to be all. On the other side, Nightfall was invested. Only thing really online is going to be the Steel Garden that could open up a site for a take. And there it is, going to be thrown off the rip. But that Tejo drone, that spider drone, tried to get a tag. It was not broken, but I also don't think it spotted anything. It was all a fake towards A, and I don't think Razyngan have really been. They've got their presence here over on B side.
Yeah, and here Jersey is set up with a stinger just to demolish anyone on the site, but whiffs on Wishy, and now looks like Infinite Zero are just free for the site. Texan is going to get planted down. Now with only the Hyper online, there's no way. Lava is not paying attention. That trip was hit, but Lava didn't run. And it's just a 1v5 for Caddy, and this is a very difficult situation. And for a 111 half.
Switching sides.
Well. I think this is the evil version of do unto others what you would want done to you. Razyngan, they imparted a quite terrifying scoreline, frankly, onto 5 guys just last week. Yes, 5 guys did come back from it to a certain degree, but now Razyngan are the ones on the receiving end. The roles, the sides, have been flipped. That scenario that we saw a few days ago, but still, it's not going to be an easy task to come back from this. The pistol is crucial. If Infinite Zero win this pistol, you can pretty much assume that they are winning the map. Razyngan, though, they are known for their attacks out on this map. Look at this death ball. 5 heroes, 5 agents down B main, 2 duelists. That entry can be so strong, but then again, the Vice is one of the best agents in the entire game to deny those fast entries. Fear wall triggered already. All players still waiting. Well, now they start running away.
Looks like they're starting to rotate towards the A side with leaving Caddy to just play alone on B, try to get any picks off. Does manage to hit tag Choso. Oh, but then does go down to Zion. Seems that Infinite Zero know that they're starting to go towards A. letting Choso go towards the A site. Choso is playing very uptight. Jersey tries to get pick off on mid, but
Both duelists. They've lost both their entries.
I think this is just the pistol over for Razyngan.
30 seconds left.
Unless we see a miracle before our very eyes, it most certainly is.
Lava does manage to push up. Will he be able to kill Kexo? Kexo can't land a shot on Lava. But it looks like Razyngan are committing towards the B site.
Remaining.
Oh, it's just Rez by himself. Rez against the world. He would have to ace clutch this to win. But it doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen. You should run, pushes in, and finishes off Rez. Leading the pistol, go to Infinite Zero. That's essentially kind of the game right there.
And again, just like we saw a few days ago, it is Split that is going against the team who picked the map. Last week, it was 5 guys that picked Split, and then they got absolutely demolished in the first half. Today, it was Razyngan that picked this map, and they are getting absolutely demolished. Like you said, you've got to imagine this has to be the game. 4 Stingers and a Spectre, 2 Outlaws in the hands of Infinite Zero. They could make quick work. Razyngan players, not gonna be pretty, that's for sure. Opening pick, they're gonna fall to Scion, not quite, not just yet.
And it looks like Razyngan are very split here, trying to get any pick or advantage they can, which is fair play, but this is very risky. You should run picks off Lava with the Vandal. Well, Vandal against the sidearm there is kind of there. Oh my god, you should run. Does get pushed up on, but Kexo's there. Jersey does go down. Kexo goes down as well, but getting at least one before getting out by Rez. Now it's just one on the B site, but I don't think Razyngan realized that they're getting flanked right now.
One enemy remaining.
Weapons upgraded,
Whoa.
oh. Surely that's it, look at the HP on Res. Oh, actually, sorry, that's Scion. So maybe Res can find something here, but they gotta
He
go
does have
back.
this Vandal though. Is he gonna go all the way towards A?
30 seconds left.
He's too committed to the site to even start moving away. Howard didn't see him. They think
misses.
he's going A.
Wait long enough for the... Oh,
Zion's still
gonna
here.
Hear it. Zion's gonna hear
Zion
it.
just holding him. If Zion just holds him right here. And that's the map.
That's it.
Map 1. Razyngan's choice as well goes to Infinite Zero in
Defenders
very dominant fashion. 13-1.
Yeah, that is not good, frankly. Yeah, I don't know. No, it's not that much that you can say there. Maybe a role change is not helping Razyngan. I do believe that they might have tried to try something different, given that last week didn't exactly go well at some points. Zombie moved over from the Sentinel to the controller role. Not sure which one actually is their main role. Now that Lava's coming back in, you've got them on the Tejo, maybe, you know, the strongest pick. We're going to take a look at some stats from the map right here. You see 10 First Bloods going the way of Infinite Zero. No need for any thrifties. They were in the driver's seat every single time. The only post plan going the way of Razyngan was that one round that they won, that they clutched up, including the defuse clutches. We know they're broken, but they still happened. Not that much more to say, is there? Just thrashing all around. Rez, like we said, maybe moving away from that initiator role now that Lava is back, substituting the Raze for the Phoenix. Maybe also not the best choice. The rest of the comp was very, very similar. but still, I don't know. There's really not that much to say. We can take a look at the stats here. Rez leading the way with 8 frags. I mean, I don't want to say Zion has more than the entirety of Razyngan combined, because that would be a lot. But it's not that far away. It's everyone on Infinite Zero on double digits of kills, multiple times positive, almost double positive for literally every single one of them. Look, this is a classic example of GG go next, right? There's not much you can do at this point, right? You just gotta move on. You just gotta close your eyes, say, okay, forget about that. We have to win 2 straight now. Just, yeah.
I believe also in like half of that game, just Razyngan's duelists were kind of just at donuts. They weren't doing much for their team.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I believe it was, I don't know, 5 rounds in, they still had players at 1 kill, 0 kills. It took them a while, not just for the duelists, especially for the duelists, because you would be the ones, you know, you'd expect them to be the ones getting the kills. It was actually Rez really leading the way all throughout. But really, all your players, right? This is a team game at the end of the day. Yes, you can have a singular player try to carry, but Razyngan themselves saw it in the upper bracket. You can't just rely on hero plays, and we've seen it from many teams throughout the playoffs. This is a team effort. If everybody is not contributing equally, or maybe not necessarily equally, I'm not going to say equally, because yes, you can have carry jobs, but everyone has to pull their own weight at least to some extent, right? And what we saw today was, I mean, everyone pulling their weight equally, but the bad way, right? Nobody was pulling any weight, and that's something that needs to change going into Lotus and Breeze if you are Razyngan. We're going to take a break. They're going to take a break. They're going to take these minutes to find themselves, see what went wrong, and move forward on a map that they got trounced on last week, just 5 days ago. So what will happen is anyone's guess. We are going to go to a quick little break. We could have some great action. We could have another email map and email series, a DoorDash series as we call it. Don't go anywhere. We will find out when we come back. Well, well, well. That was one of the maps of all time. Certainly one of the maps that we have seen here at Empress. Most of all, one of the maps of all the playoffs. I mean, just 5 days ago, we had Razyngan themselves go up 11-1 in a single half of split. Today, they were on the bad side of that fate. 13-1 ended up being the final scoreline in favor of Infinite Zero. Now, Blitz, we are going into their own map pick, Lotus, where Razyngan got 13-2'd just 5 days ago. It was by 5 guys, it was by the #1 seed in the entire playoffs. But still, gotta be wary if you are Razyngan, you've got to imagine.
Yeah, especially when the rest of your season is on the line. Razyngan have to win this if they want to make it to just Breeze or even just go to grand finals. Like, this is the map that's kind of deciding it all for them.
Yeah, and we can see Razyngan chose to start on the attack. They've learned their lesson. The other day was a decider. 5 guys were the ones that chose the side, if I am not mistaken. They chose to start on the attack themselves. They went 11-1 themselves right there. So Razyngan maybe trying not to start on the defense, which is a theoretically weaker side on Lotus being a 3-side map. Although we've seen that change a little bit as the meta has evolved. Speaking of the meta, Blitz, we saw some interesting things on Split, right? Especially from the side of Razyngan themselves. We didn't see a Raze from Catty Kit. We saw a Teho, which really hasn't had a place in the meta for a long time. I think Yoru has seen more play than Teho recently. And that speaks volumes after the huge nerfs that Yoru got a little while back. So my question to you is, what do you expect to see here on Lotus? Are we going to see the return of the Raze for Catty Kit? We've got information on what Razyngan like to play on this map. Not quite from Infinite Zero, at least not here in my notes from recent games. But what might we expect to see in terms of agents, compositions?
I think we might see some of the same picks. And actually, here we got the agent select. And
the Clove again.
Oh,
sorry, oh god. Okay, for context, for Blitz and the viewers, Razyngan chose Clove. They elected to play Clove last time against Five Guys. That game that they lost 13-2. It was a different person on a different role. Last time it was Zombie on the Vice, who unfortunately went killless. During that entire game, I think 0-14 was the scoreline. I do believe they were forced out of their own role because we've seen them twice already on controller today. Still, it was Res playing the Clove last time around. It did not work at all for Razyngan, and now they're running it again on a different player. Yes, they're running Jersey on. I mean, Res is running the Veto. Jersey is running the Viper. Catty Kid running the Raze and Lava on the. This is Lava on the Fade and Catty Kid on the Race are the only normal things. And now Lava isn't even going to play Fade on one of the strongest Fade maps in the game. I don't care what Infinite Zero are running. They are running the most meta comp right now. Raze, Viper, Vice, Omen, Fade, perfect. On the other side, okay, you'll have to excuse me. I come from Overwatch. Razyngan are playing mystery heroes. They literally have no clue what they want to do. This could be the biggest cook in the entirety of the history of cooking. But I am going to need to see some, I don't know, some fucking Christianity level miracles. Sorry for the bad language, the blasphemy, whatever you want to call it. I want to see Jesus Christ himself come alive back after 3 days to bring Razyngan back into this series. They need the resurrection so badly that they are willing to play literally anything. The first thing that comes to mind. And you know, I am not entirely opposed to that. You know, playing comfort picks sometimes is the way to go. It's just that we have never seen something like this out of them. This feels like desperation. And if you're going into a game, a tournament, a life game, if they lose this, they are totally out, just one step away from those grand finals that they should have gotten easily. That is not a good mindset to step into a deciding map with. I don't know, Blitz. I'm gonna let you take over because I need a second to process this.
Yeah, and here we are on the Lotus with this pistol starting out. Looks like Razyngan are gonna start going towards this B side. Then again, it looks like Zero are playing heavily aggressive towards the A side. XL is able to get all this, but from hearing all this, trip this Vise wall, and then it looks like they're gonna go back towards C. You should run, does start running, but I think he, because of the door, you should run. Manages to get one, but Zion's also there to back up. That fine killed Caddy. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, you should run. Good playing aggressive. Run does hear them back off, and it looks like Infinite Zero are gonna play towards the rotate. And here we are. Wishy is actually holding them here.
Right here.
No. I don't know what to say, man. I don't like this from Razyngan. I mean, this crash out is gonna be one of those legendary crash outs that goes in compilations and whatever. Look at that! Zion gets another 2. This just not good. Not good. I mean, you know Zion is going to be playing the Vice. Ooh. You just got destroyed by Zion's Vice on Split. What? Now, wait a second. Jersey almost had it. Okay, Jersey almost interrupted me. Very rudely, but almost amazingly, I have to say. But really, what I was getting at is, you already got destroyed by Zion's Vice on Split. You know Vice has played a lot here on Lotus. You ran yourself a Vice, and yes, it didn't work, but you've got to assume, you know, it is going to work for the rest of the teams. And still, you don't pick a comp where you can bait out that sheer wall. That is literally what happened. They go into C. They get stopped by the sheer wall. They lose a player just like they do here. Jersey gets taken down by the Outlaw, and that's already numbers advantage for Infinite Zero. That's exactly the same thing that happened in the previous round, except over on the C side and with pistols. Still, I don't like this from Razyngan, and I'm just gonna call it as it is.
Ava also gets picked off as well. And I would like to point out that Jersey has already gotten his same amount of kills from the last map in just one round here. Curious, but we are. Infinite Zero is very pushed up here. Looks like they're getting greedy for these kills. Wishy does get another. Joseph does get zombie. And Wishy with the 4K.
Let's do it again.
That's just textbook Valorant from Infinite Zero. They did what they had to do. You know, nothing really that you can blame them for. Now, once again, we said it on Split. We're going to say here again, crucial round for Razyngan. They are on the theoretically favored side. Still, you've got Lava with recharging shields. You've got Zombie with no shields whatsoever. That Outlaw is still going to be online. It's still going to kill you in one shot. Almost have the team. 2 out of 3 players dying in one Outlaw shot is not a good look, but you do take it down immediately. Catty Kid, we know they are a shooter. We know this duelist can hang with the very best in the league. If they get online, then maybe Razyngan can be redeemed.
Wow, and what a shot onto Wishy there. Like, that really stops him. It looks like an Infinite Zero are backing up now. I think they're going to try to maybe give up the site, but have you even opened the door to tree? Zion here is just a little more pushed up, and then Joso's on the site now. It looks like they're Razyngan are going to make a play towards B. Will get smoked off the Lava. Does he see him on the drone? I would have just... I don't know that, but oh well. Here's the site for Razyngan. Bomb is down. He is 2 away from this. Oh my god. 1 away from the showstopper. Zion gets Jersey. You should run gets Caddy. Oh, and around 4 Razyngan. That's what they really needed, because last time they just got stomped.
That is very, very decent. 3 guns kept. Especially what I liked was the instant opener from Catty Kid onto their race counterpart. 4 kills apiece, but Catty Kid now has the showstopper. That is such a powerful entry ultimate. You throw it at the side where a Vice is, maybe, yes, maybe you get isolated from your teammates, but if you hit the shot, then the sheer wall isn't going to attach as much of a factor. Now you've got the interceptor here to deny the combo, and there it is, Catty Kid with 2 off the rip. That's exactly what you want to see. The C's, the paint shells, both of those heroes denied their utility and gone from the battlefield. Razyngan, maybe they cooked.
I think Caddy is completely warmed up and ready for vengeance after that last game. But you should run here, just holding them. But Caddy just knows! Caddy just knows what and on for 3. Jersey does get EXO as well. And now it's a 1v5 against for Zion. The MVP of the last map. I don't think it's gonna be enough for him to just out.
This is where Razyngan shine. They've got their aimers. They've got these amazing players that can do absolutely insane things. Catty Kid leading the way. All of them. Jersey also. Well, maybe a little roll swap, but still very strong. And there it is. Between Jersey and Catty Kid, the theoretically 2 duelists of Razyngan, they get all 5 kills that round. And I want to call out again how important that interceptor is from Rez. It completely denies one of the strongest combos in the entire game, especially in this map. That C's and those paint shells, that race nade, is completely gone from the face of the earth. Now, tied up at 2 apiece and with the gun advantage. It's going to be a couple sheriffs, some shields in the hands of Infinite Zero. But I think Razyngan have a very solid chance to take the first lead of the entire series.
Yeah, and here we are. Oh my god! Infinite Zero's just getting picked off entirely on this A site. EXO is gonna try to get out, and he does. Now it's gonna just be a free A site for Razyngan here. EXO's getting held here. Rez gets 3. It's just left to Choso, but he only has a classic here. Can't even get one. Probably not. Never mind, because Zombie's just not clearing anything. Also does manage to grab a gun and just start running away with it.
Yeah, not really
I think he said
not
something
much
in
more you
chat.
can do at that point. Just save it and try to get the econ rolling for the future rounds. Maybe you can try to get some exits. You know, it's you're playing with house money at this point, but I don't know if they're aware of Jersey. Maybe they heard a footstep or two, but still, they're hunting, harassing, and they can smell blood in the water.
They cannot let him keep this gun. Rez,
Fine.
does he see them?
Here.
Did Joseph get 3? No, he cannot. Okay.
Oh.
Razyngan do. Razyngan are starting to lead here on this map. And that was pretty... Joseph almost got away with saving that gun. No avail.
I mean, like I said, you're playing with house money at that point. You've got the full buy, full shields, full rifles from the side of Infinite. So it wasn't as crucial maybe as if it had been bought into the round. Still, first lead, like we said, of the entire series from Razyngan. No paint shell seize combo here, or at least I didn't see it. Showstopper thrown out to the wind, it would seem, by Catykit and revealed by the Han, so maybe not the support that they want to see. But very heavy a presence. The hit is quite clear from Razyngan. Question is, how do Infinite Zero respond? They have a showstopper of their own, a Steel Garden, and a Nightfall. That's a lot of you to deny.
Yeah, and the Fatal here, the Nightfall came in clutch here, maybe. Rez does manage to pick off Wishy. Oh, and the little gap. What was that from Zion?
Steel Garden.
Does he pop it? He's
Got
waiting
it.
for You Should Run, I think.
Just gotta wait for the reinforcements. Yup.
Pop it within the 10 seconds, and then this could be just a win from Infinite
Gotta go
Zero.
fast though, time's
Time
ticking.
is ticking. Almost no time left. This is gonna hit everyone. No guns left around. Oh, Caddy, it's off, but it is half. It's half. Oh my god! I think if Zion popped that earlier, I think that round goes to Infinite Zero.
It was tight. It was certainly tight because you know you've got to wonder just how early you pop it, just how late. You saw at the end of the round, Catykit got their rifle back, so maybe instead of earlier, it should have been popped like a second later, something like that. But then again, yeah, you don't start your exec until that Steel Garden has really popped. There you go. You see those kills coming around, being closed out. Now, once again, look at that interceptor. Denying so much utility. I'm not entirely sure if utility is being thrown
I don't
out
think it was.
at this point from the Fade.
I think Infinite Zero have started to
You know
realize.
it's just gonna be
I
gone.
think Infinite Zero have started to realize that that combo's not going to work anymore with this interceptor just getting rid of all their utility to stop this combo. I think they would just rather save this utility for a retake here. And look, Zion, look how pushed up he is. Razyngan don't realize this. They're not clearing this. He's getting 2. Oh, but he whiffs.
Does he get them though?
Oh. That whiff on Rezo was almost there for a bit. At least he had Kexo there as well. But You Should Run.
Are they lined up?
Jersey does get.
But doesn't expect doesn't expect Jersey. Doesn't expect the
Zombie
second
goes
player right
down.
there. Tries to go for the clove. Oh goodness gracious!
He has to do a 1v4. I believe this gives him would give him an ace as well. But all by himself, I don't think he could do it. Look at this area in Waterfall. And Zion. That's for bringing this game closer.
I mean that whole round comes from Zion from getting those 2. I mean it was a tight moment right there. Needs the help of Kexo. Try to take away some of those, but then You Should Run again gets that 2k. They line up as the clove pops the not dead yet, the ultimate, but really do anything for Razyngan. And now their lead is down to only 1 round. No shields available for Zombie. Not that it would matter much. There is a Viper Spit with a Judge all the way over on C. Ice has moved over. B side, well, they're going to get taken down. The trade is there. So, equal numbers going into the round.
I think that is the player you should be taking out, though, at least for Razyngan. Well, for them to get Zion out this early is kind of crucial for them, especially from that last round there of how much Zion shut them down.
That's a lot of info that Kexo just got. Knows that there is no one in C main. Knows that this A hit is not a fake. It's real. It's coming.
Look how much space Caddy has, though. So much space here from Razyngan. But it looks like Wishy is like.
These races are going to fight in defender spawn.
Oh. But they didn't see each other.
Timing?
Oh, look at how pushed up Razyngan is. Here comes the showstopper. Gets Zombie. But she doesn't get 2 before going down by Caddy. Bomb is also still not down. They do not have the sight.
Time.
So they are gonna get bombed down, but it's just now 1v2 for Caddy and Kexo.
Health!
Gets 3 to end off this round.
So, Caddy did everything they could for that one, but they were left so low, just having to go for the plant alone that a stray bullet from Kexo through the box gets the kill, and there it is. We were tied at 2 apiece, then it was a 4-2 by Razyngan, and now the lead has been neutralized, get tied again. 4-4, there's a showstopper from Wishy. What seemed maybe like some confidence being gained by Razyngan has been quickly countered by Infinite Zero. Not the best of buys here. Not entirely broken, but not entirely effective will be for Razyngan. Caddy get already on 12 kills, leading the entire lobby, as maybe we've come to expect from them. But still, not what you want to see if you are a Razyngan fan.
Yeah. Here we are. Lava does drone out. Not being able to see much towards this B side, but Kexo does push up to kind of remove all that sense of safety. Now, Jersey does rip this wall. And here we are of a clash in this attack spawn. It looks like Kexo is going to back up, wanting to give up a gun. Looking really an aggressive play on C. Does Infinite Zero know that Razyngan are heading towards this A site here? It looked like Kexo was trying to set up for a play with the paranoia, but after all noise being cut off, it's just ended. It looks like we're gonna end the round on B here, but this is hella aggressive towards the site. Zion does get lava, and more people from Razyngan are going down. This is just going completely sideways for Razyngan. Oh my god! Kexo with 3.
Razyngan, they gambled with which side to hit, but they forgot the house always wins. And the lead is back in the hands of Infinite Zero. They left it until the very bitter end, and oh so bitter it was. Now they do have weapons in their hands. Ultimates as well. They should win this round.
Zombie not buying shield.
But you know just how good Infinite Zero are.
Zombie's not buying shield.
We know what they've done before. You know they can do it again.
Okay, no, you did buy shield. Okay. It's a little visual bug. Zombie does not have a single kill, even though we're 9 rounds into this map here. Looks like Razyngan are gonna head towards the A site. Kexo is set up for a paranoia play. Will Razyngan expect this?
You're ready for the pop.
Tree gets lava.
There it
Joso,
is. Where's
Joso,
she?
put your ring around the Rosie. Oh my god. Numbers advantage to Razyngan. Kexel's just getting shot up. And the rest of Infinite Zero are trying to make their way to the 8 site. And we're gonna get this net down here.
Spike planted.
Look at how much space Razyngan has. Oh my god, you should run. You should run gets 2?
Wait.
All this space I
This
just
Viper is dangerous.
all the space I just talked about is now just lost. Zombie with the kill. Zombie gets 2. It's a 1v1. From the shadows.
Doesn't get anything. No info.
Exo has no health here.
That's still that's
still-
it. That's done.
Round. That is still the round for Razyngan. Zombie there. Finally getting his first 2 kills there, but for the clutch.
Zombie still have enough money to buy next round. I would definitely sacrifice a teleport in exchange for a phantom, but you know, you do you, I guess, buddy. Razyngan with a very, very explosive pop. There was some sort of trap play, like you said, from Kexel with the paranoia. It just never activated, or Razyngan just stormed through it and was able to get it done. There's the interceptor again. They haven't been throwing it out for a few rounds, so now it becomes that game of cat and mouse of will they, won't they?
I don't think.
As soon as they do, you know, it is activated and denies all the utility.
Oh my god.
Heads up play from Razyngan.
Zombie's trapped! Zombie's
But no,
trapped!
oh, the door, no! Oh, that's tragic.
And he does. Caddy punching up, getting the 2 that are in tree. Rez is pushed up heavily. Oh, the spray. Rez.
Just backstab.
This round looks so bad for Razyngan at the beginning, but now this is just delete for. Can they kill? You should run. Not over yet. You should run. Can still win this round. Or Infinite Zero. Everyone does have 1 molly here. Can cut off 1 entrance. But Caddy with the 3K shutting him down and giving the lead back to Razyngan.
Yeah, and just like in Split, it was a grueling. Sorry, actually, completely opposite. Well, no, yeah, a grueling first half. You know, those 11 rounds, 11-1, 12 rounds total. You know, it kind of felt like a lot of time for them to go by with how immense the lead was. This half, we're already at the end of it, and it feels like no time has passed at all. It has gone by so fast, and I think those explosive, exciting rounds from Razyngan that we're used to seeing are a big part of that. I really like that TP play from Rez because he places that that crosscut, that TP that you just saw through the X-ray right over where the ultimate orb is located. Got that evolution now online, and so they can go for the backstab through the walls. If they go into tree, then they can get out instantly. However, Zombie, they use their ultimate last round. They're not going to be able to come back for it, so it's going to be a disadvantage hit for Razyngan.
Yeah, and here, Wishy does also have the showstopper. Can immediately just shut all of Razyngan down who are in tree. But look at Jersey. Getting this much space and info. Oh, and this flank as well is huge.
Toxin screen down. End it. Squash.
Oh my god, Jersey! Does he get 3? No, he does not. But that's enough for his team to start coming in. But it does manage to get Zion. Oh, but Kexel's flanking.
Flank.
Planted.
We are in a 2v2 situation. No ults, except for Rez, but I don't think there's any utility that's really left to throw.
That's a lot of healing, though. Evolution. Active.
Last player standing. standing.
Oh, you should run. It's now a 1v2 situation from Caddy. Can Caddy clutch this up? No. And now this first half is going to be tied up 6-6.
Switching sides.
Honestly, that just feels appropriate. 6 apiece, going back and forth. You see right there on your timeline. 2 to Infinite Zero, 4 to Razyngan, 3 to Infinite Zero, 2 to Razyngan, and just the 1 to close out the half on the equalizer. We see many more players from the Razyngan side on those double digits that we wanted to see. Bit slow from Lava and Zombie, but still, you know, as long as the rest of the team is being enabled, is being facilitated, that's all that you want to see. I mean, Patty Kit could go for 50 as long as you win the map. That's all that really matters. On the other side, you've got Kexo Zion kind of battling it out for that top spot. Wishy as well, Live and Matty Fan, has not fallen back a lot. Still with that race, kind of bringing the fight to Caddy Kit was just not an easy thing to do, but still, they're being able to do it. Now, crucial pistol right here. We've talked about important pistols. It was very important back on Split for Razyngan to try to get back into the game. They weren't able to do it. Now, if they fall behind again here, it could have disastrous consequences. But if they manage to pull ahead, you know, they could start this half with a 2-round lead. That could be very good for them.
In here, it looks like Infinite Zero are going to be able to get an advantage towards C. How does Rez get out of there?
There. Watch your expire.
He should not have been able to get out of there. I guess both the players that were towards C just whiffed. Also going to have a confrontation here on B. Nova drone here. Looking through for info. I think he saw 3. And now they're going to go back towards C. Rez is back in this corner. Do they expect it? Little whiff from there, but doesn't actually get one. Jersey also goes down as well as Zombie. Trying to close these numbers in a bit more, but does get shot up. Now it's just a 1v3 left for Caddy.
Spike planted.
Oh, not a lot to do here. Hold that infinite. Dirty. Oh, not able to get one. And that's all 4 pistols so far to the side of Infinite Zero.
Oh, well. Infinite Zero, I believe that is 4 pistols. The series so far for them. And that is going to give them a very, very big advantage. Now they're going to have, look at that, 4 rifles. It was 4 for a second. Now it's only going to be 3. Still, only the Bandit. They seem to like this sort of, everyone has strong weapons but one guy. It was a Ghost in previous rounds. Now it's Bandit. You see Scion making good on that Phantom. Those automatic rifles, so powerful. Guardian also gonna be good for it. Only classics on the side of Razyngan. They don't want to go for any buy shenanigans. They really want to have the strong buy going into the next round. Caddy Kid as well, leading duelist, removed from the side of Razyngan, so this should really be a relatively easy closeout round for Infinite Zero. Really, what they're looking for is not the round win. They should have that, but the flawless.
Yeah, and there it is, as you were just saying. Now, these rifles are going to be very clutch for this buy round on Razyngan. Now, I'm kind of wondering, I think these rifles might just be enough for Infinite Zero to come out on top. If not, get rid of a lot of these rifles on Razyngan.
They are set up for a total brawl here. It is, yes, 2 Guardians. Maybe not the very, very best in terms of weaponry, but still very strong if you hit those headshots. Really, the only weak weapon is this Stinger in the hands. Wishy, but at close quarters could be devastating.
Also, is checking that quarter after that pistol round though.
This does manage to get a little bit further away. Look at how far Wishy is. This is going to be an exit site for Zero here. Looks like these guys are still worried about a lurker player. I think Lava has this right call. Rez managed to pick off Oso. Look at this retake. Do they have the sight? Whoa, what? Whoa.
Look at that stinger.
What is that running gun for Gaddy? Can zombie. Oh, this round's over. Every gun gone, and that's another round win for Infinite Zero. Kind of devastating Razyngan's buy round there. And now look, Infinite Zero have a bunch of rifles here now.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to hear, or that you want to see if you are an Infinite Zero fan, right? You were able to hold your own on the theoretically weaker side of the map. Now that you're going on to the stronger attack round, should be considerably favored, and now that you're going to have the full weaponry advantage, I have to imagine it shouldn't be too hard for them to get to double digits. The 10th round should really be around the corner. Speaking of around the corner, Zombie had a Bucky on C. Really the only weapon in the hands of the entirety of Razyngan. Already a member going down. Might be another here. Caddy Kid does get one. Is going to be all she wrote. Dropping into the side is the Bucky. Maybe they can
the
get
shotgun
one. No,
nurse.
those shotguns aren't good anymore. Jumping around the corner. And gonna find out the worst possible way.
And this is just another round win for side of Infinite Zero, inducing their lead by a lot more. Yeah, and there it is. This does manage to get You Should Run though before dying, but I don't think that matters too much. Yeah, they still have the economy to buy another rifle. I think if
Once again, you take a look at those ultimates. One away from the Viper Spit, one away from the Steel Garden. Timeout called from Razyngan. Not surprised at all. 2 away from the Showstopper, 2 away from the Nightfall. I mean, you are what? A round of kills away, a round of kills maybe slash orbs away from getting all 5 ultimates online. That's kind of what we saw on Split. On the other side, you've got the Hunter's Fury, yes, 1 away. Showstopper, 2 away. You've got the Evolution if you want to maybe counter that Nightfall, that Steel Garden. Well, really sure. I don't think it counters a Steel Garden, actually. It counters a Thorns. It still jams your primary, I'm sure. But, you know, that's kind of what we saw in the first half in one of the offenses, right? A Rez just runs through the Nightfall with that Evolution active, the first ultimate that they got in that first half. And the execute was so good from Razyngan. But now that they're on the defense, the offense, it's going to have to be a defensive pop, right? You hear players go into your side, you pop it preemptively to try to counteract that Nightfall. It's a bit harder to get with the timings. The key right here is that Razyngan called the timeout much earlier than they did back in Split, right? In Split, they waited a couple more rounds. If you wait a couple more here, you are at series point. I like the timing of this call. Now they've got rifles. They're going to go into this round. They want to have a clear idea of how they want to defend this. All that veto utility all the way over to C, being the sole defender. Heavy push right here out of B. This is going to be a brawl.
Oh,
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
now that brawl did come out in favor for Razyngan, and they do have the bomb just stuck here. And it looks like the rest of Razyngan are gonna head towards this bomb to secure this. But here comes Zion, and he does manage to get pick off Jersey, taking this to a 2v2. Here's the owl drone here. Doesn't Zion anymore? Got Rez.
Oh, Prowler
Oh
misses.
my god. A 2v1 situation. Can Zion clutch this out for Infinite Zero? Looks like this timeout here has really been working out for Razyngan so far. And the double swing! They lined up for a second too! Looks like that timeout did in fact come in clutch for Razyngan. 7-10 now.
Been close. Could have been close. Like I said, almost they line up. Ideally, you would have wanted that kill to go the way of Lava. You want that Hunter's Fury to come online. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a 1 versus 2, not a 1 versus many more. And so the priority is to get the kill. It doesn't matter. The ultimates don't matter that much. Now you're very close to the ultimates if you are Razyngan. If you can find maybe a round or two here, break the bank from Infinite Zero, you are right back into this game. But this round is also crucial.
Yeah. Here we see the Razyngan have a lot of players towards this A site. And here comes the Steel Garden on the B site. Now it looks like Infinite Zero are pushing in. Can Jersey pick off anyone here? And Choso somehow whiffs on Caddy, but still gets it, and then Lava doesn't trade out. She does manage to pick off Zombie as well. The 4. Ooh, that teleport was not good. A 1v4. Can Lava do this? It would have to give him the ace. He's definitely just stuck here.
Surely you save this Phantom, right? The money.
You have to save here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like no one is going to chase after him, which is definitely the smarter decision. After all, I think if you do lose a gun here, their economy is kind of down as well. Oh my
Wait,
god!
looking! Oh, Lava! No!
Wait, they lost 2 guns still!
But yeah, but they've got money for days. You look at that.
They don't have
You
too
lose
much
2
money.
guns, sure,
Oh my
fine.
god.
You buy back into it. It doesn't matter. You're almost on series, but you win 2 rounds. You win the entire series. You go to the grand finals. You look at that. You've got full economy. You've got 2 strong ultimates. You've got 5 rifles, 5 heavy shields. On the other side, you had the chance to hold on to a rifle. That's what you always gotta tuck into a cubby. You are saving. You are not just going on tourism around the map. Isn't even looking, just into mound while not even looking in that direction. That is just Valorant malpractice from Lava.
And here we are. It looks like Infinite Zero are gonna go towards this A site to dominate. The fact that these guys don't have any rifles.
Zombie's dead.
Oh, that Prowler revealed him. He did not know Choso was there. I feel like he should have known, especially when that Prowler was there. He ulted there. This was not. I don't think that was a smart decision. I would have saved that for the next round. Does manage of Choso letting this become a 1v2, and he clutched
Redemption, perhaps?
Yeah, Infinite Zero. They're just going down this area. Lava has no clue where they could be. Not even expecting them to be here anymore.
Many animals
This
to clear.
is definitely their best play from Infinite Zero. Lava's not even looking at them. That is match point for Infinite Zero. One more. That's series.
That is not just match point, it's series point. It has to be perfection. You're on out for Razyngan. Yes, they do have 3 ultimates. Viper Spit, oh so strong, but they pretty much wasted that Showstopper. I don't think it really gained anything meaningful. Silver lining is that aside from the Steel Garden 2 away from Zion, there really anything online for Infinite Zero. You have a very, very forced buy. You've got 5 rifles, but they're not perfect. don't have all the shields online. I don't think that Hunter's Fury took any meaningful tags either. So that's one of the 3 ultimates gone. If Viper's Pit is very strong, it hasn't been laid down just yet. Rez with the evolution, I mean, super strong one is gonna peek here into C, into the mound area. Gets one, has to
Oh my
sneak
god,
away,
look at the
teleports
rest
away.
of Razyngan.
That's exactly what you need to do.
Down.
Now, do they expect another person? No, they do not. Bomb is down in spawn. Can Jersey hold this line even further? Jersey should be looking back towards.
The map has
Here.
inverted. They flipped the sides.
Oh my god. Holy whiff central. Jersey does manage to get Wishy, but Zion just picks him off from behind. The bomb has been recovered here, but it's still a 2v2. Here, it looks like they're heading towards Rez. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Super Zion. Oh. Gonna get it done, but that was close. I mean, if you think of any player that can get it done, the Steel Garden right there. Zion getting a little bit antsy, not waiting for it to pop. It was closer than Infinite Zero wanted. They are not going to have a perfect buy going into this round. Gonna need a Sheriff, a Shotgun. Not perfect either from the side of Razyngan. You've got an Outlaw, which might still be good against a few people, but still gonna be a dicey round. Razyngan, they really need a clean one here.
Welcome to
And Zombie here also has a shotgun, but he's just sitting there intrigued. This could play out well for him. After all, the last time he sat here, it did let him get a kill. If Joseph does Prowler here, then this would be good, but they're just spamming this here. Not letting any chances happen. Oh, they might have seen his gun.
No, it's too far away.
Really? There was a chance though. This Viper's Pit on B is really shutting them down. But look at Bomb. It is going out of A and going towards C.
Where is Choso going? Look at how deep this exploration is into A. Almost in stairs.
Look out where Rez is. As
Zion.
well.
They're gonna hear the rotates. Look at that. They hear lava running away. And now Choso has the green light to lurk, but are they aware of Caddy?
They're
King?
not aware.
Yes,
Caddy!
they hear the footsteps. Oh,
30 seconds left.
3 versus 2.
One enemy.
Oh my
remaining.
God, Choso gets rid of
That's
this.
it.
Oh, this is a game. Rez has to ace here. Ace clutch
Spike
for
planted.
Razyngan to stay alive.
Surely not.
And they're gonna know that here on this flank. And Kexo picks him off.
Win.
That is the game. Infinite Zero are moving on to the grand finals. What a
Well,
game.
Razyngan fought valiantly, but really they were rowing back from behind at every point. It was a valiant effort. You can't discount that. They much better performance from them in the second map. But at the end of the day, they were simply outclassed. This is not the same Razyngan that we saw during the group stage. Not really sure what changed. Not really sure what transpired. Not really sure if it was them stepping down or the rest of the team stepping up. But Infinite Zero, really, they earned their place in the grand finals. They're going to have the chance to fight 5 guys for that title of Season 1 Empress Champion. Really, what a convincing way to get themselves into that grand final spot. Yes, they are going to be fighting a veto disadvantage, but with the way they've been performing, I don't think anyone can discount them. Yes, they are underdogs, but it could very well be a David versus Goliath story. Take a look at some of the stats here. First kills, even across the board. No thrifties. It was pretty evenly cut when the money was in favor of one or another team. There weren't really any big surprises. Some post plans favoring Infinite Zero. We saw a lot of their attack sides really being strong. Some detonations here and there. The clutch as well. We know that one is broken. Though I'm not entirely sure we saw that many. Maybe a couple 1v1s. Those technically still count as clutches, if I'm not mistaken. At least by the in-game standards. We're gonna take a look real quick at the individual player stats. It's gonna be much closer than it was on Split. I think many players reached those double digits. There you
Yeah.
go. Absolutely incredible from the side of Infinite Zero. Almost 3 players going over 20. Live and Matty Fan, Wishy, not getting quite there, but almost just a couple kills away. On the other side, not even Caddy Kit reached that 20 mark, just stayed at 19. Only 3 players, only 2 players actually going positive, Caddy Kit and Rez. Jersey, they did their best, really tried, but at the end of the day, Zombie and Lava, just couldn't get it done. Just yeah, couldn't really close it out. All in all, much better, like we said, than Split. You know, they showed some fight. At the end of the day, they just couldn't get it done. Infinite Zero earned their rightful spot in the grand finals, and I think Blitz, it's pretty clear cut to me, to everyone behind the scenes, probably to everyone watching. Zion was the MVP of this match,
Yeah.
both in game 1 and game 2, leading the way, statistically leading the way, from leadership, from a gameplay perspective. I don't know what's transpiring behind the scenes. I'm not going to venture to talk about that, but really being the man or the player for Infinite Zero today. And I do believe we've got them right here in the call with us. This post-match MVP interview. Zion, how are you doing, my friend? How does that victory feel in the grand finals?
It was good. I'm very proud of everyone today.
Yeah, you guys should be. You
You
are
should
making
be.
it to this grand finals after dominant victory on Split and then a close first half on Lotus, but then striking Razyngan out on the second half. How do you feel about your overall win here?
I think I don't know. Like I said, I'm very proud of everyone. Split was insane. I expected more from them, I'd say. But I think on Lotus they had us a little bit on defense because I think that's typically our dominant half. So like I think it shook us like a little bit, but like we ended up pulling through. So
I wanna ask you about that split. Maybe we'll talk about Lotus in just a second. I'd have to imagine you guys are aware of what happened the other day in the upper bracket final between Razyngan and Five Guys. Razyngan starting on the attack, they went 11-1 on the half, and then they were able to close it out, somewhat convincingly. What was the expectation, going into Split? It's their own map pick, but then you start winning rounds. You realize you're doing the same to them that they did to the number 1 team in the entire tournament just 5 days ago. How do you live that as a team? Do you feel a sense of confidence at some point? How do you stay locked in, right? You can't take your foot off of the gas pedal. How does a stomp like that work behind the scenes?
I think it just felt really good for everyone because everybody knew that their split was like kind of good, and I knew going in that they were like really good on their attack side. So like I think when we just started stringing rounds together on defense and it got to like 05, 07, everybody started feeling really confident, and then like I think at that point we started to like really understand that like we had it in the bag, like I think it was pretty free after that.
Fair enough. It really showed that it was free. Blitz, you got any questions for our MVP before we let them go? I know it's been a relatively quick match. Maybe have to go to map 3. You're gonna get some rest. But still, it can't have been easy, especially with that Lotus. So, Blitz, what do you got for Zion?
Well, for me, I think there's just one obvious thing we gotta ask. What do you guys have to say to Five Guys, who are your next opponent coming into this grand finals here?
I don't know, man. Good luck, I'd say.
Aw.
I guess we got some.
That is so wholesome. Thank you so much for the kind words, Zion. It's a bit of a space where we sometimes get a little bit of trash talk. So if you want to get it out, definitely feel free to do so.
I mean, I don't know. Like we're definitely gonna win. So like I don't think we're very worried. But like I think we're definitely gonna rest up, get a few more scrims in. But yeah, I don't think we're very worried. We're not very nervous. So I think going into this we're pretty excited, and I'm very proud of everyone today, and I definitely performed myself. So I'm quite happy with everything.
Well, all right, you heard it from the man. I mean, I was gonna give you the floor if you want to shout out anyone. You've already mentioned your teammates a few times. I don't know if there are any specific shout outs you want to give, before we let you go. The floor is yours. Whatever you want to say, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think everybody, like just everyone, like they're so good, and like they're so easy to play with, and the comms are amazing. Everybody's like so good individually. Like I don't know, we're all really good. So like, big shout out to everyone, and our coach manager Sad Vibes, he's the goat too. But yeah, that's all. That's it for me.
Well, thank you so very much, Scion, for taking the time to talk with us. Great performance from you today. Hope you have a great night. Definitely
Yeah,
enjoy
thank
the
you,
W,
too.
enjoy the rest because you've earned it. You very, very much earned it. Now, Blitz, that is going to do it from us for today. We only got the one series, but I think we've got quite the interesting grand finals ahead of us. I believe will be happening. Not sure if it's next week or this weekend, but what a banger! It's going to be between Five Guys and Infinite Zero. Definitely, like we said, that David versus Goliath story that coming from the lower bracket. And Zero having to roll away from the 6th seed to meeting the number 1 undefeated seed. But Blitz, let's recap a little bit of what happened today before we look ahead. What are maybe a couple standout moments from you? I'd say from Split, but really there wasn't that much to that map. So maybe I'll let you pick a couple standout moments from the series. They don't both have to be one from each map. I will let you choose 2 from Lotus.
I think one big thing I noticed was that the flanking from both teams kind of played crucial roles into the winning rounds that they had, especially for Infinite Zero. They had, especially from Zion, like he had a bunch of flanking rounds on Split where he would just kind of tore apart Razyngan. That kind of set the round and stage for them to just dominate the rest of that round and give them the advantage that they had entirely on that map.
That was certainly a contentious point during the series. I really do kind of I don't want to get hung up on that point. I really wish we had seen a little bit more from Razyngan. I know they had the fight in them. Maybe simply not a good day. It sometimes happens. You just get caught like that. You start off maybe a bit weird in map 1, and then it just snowballs away from your control. By the time you want to wrangle it back, a bit too late. No decider, no breeze for us for today. But we won't get hung up on that. We will look ahead. We do have our whole bracket preview. I do believe we have it done behind the scenes. What a way we have come all throughout the month of May. What a way to crown it. It is going to be, I believe, next week on Sunday. So technically it is going to be in the month of June. But, just a 1 month playoffs. You can take a look at that path. The Five Guys followed, winning against Gurk Shetra, against Glorp Academy. That one went to 3. That one was tight. Five Guys versus Razyngan as well went to 3. Also very, very tight. Maybe not so close in terms of the individual map scoreline, but still interesting series. And now they're going to go up against Infinite Zero in the grand finals. Elsewhere in the bracket, Infinite Zero, they did win a little bit of an upset against Albert V3 in the first round. Then they lose to Razyngan, and this was a rematch from that upper bracket semifinals. And they have to run through Albert V3. Technically not through Glorp, because Glorp just imploded. I know we didn't reference it, and some viewers that maybe do not follow the behind the scenes as closely aren't aware of what happened. Blitz, why don't you summarize it real quick in 1 minute or so? What happened to Glorp? Why didn't we have the losers bracket semifinals broadcast live on air?
Well, I also don't know much, but from what I've heard is that during scrims there was a little bit of an argument and such there, and then looks like the members dropped and Glorp had been disbanded. But that also kind of raises the question: what would have happened to Infinite Zero if they actually fought Glorp? Would they still pass like Glorp and fight Razyngan and to get here, or would it Glorp be the ones fighting Razyngan here?
Well, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has an entire series called What If. We're not going to go that far, but we still have to have one What If for our very own playoffs. So there you have it, Infinite Zero versus Glorp. We'll never know what would have happened. 6, 7, those were the seeds. Never really got into brain rot territory. Maybe we were fortunate. And then obviously in the losers finals, Razyngan versus Infinite Zero, we just watched Infinite Zero convincing 2-0 victory. Gonna be going up against the big bad wolf in Five Guys. You know, Five Guys, I think they're quite hungry for the victory here in Empress Season 1. They might believe they have gotten shafted in some MVP, some awards here and there. I know the players aren't going to be exactly happy. They have a chance to complete the flawless round, the golden stage, if you will, if this were a stage based competition, the golden season, if you will. You know, they go 7-0 in the group stage, and then they go 4-0 in the playoffs. That, I believe, is what in most titles, most esports, we would call a golden stage or a golden season. Now, that will be next week, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. For tonight, that is going to be everything from us. So time to say our goodbyes. I'm gonna give you the floor, Blitz, before we close it out. What do you want to say, maybe from the day, looking ahead? What are your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts are: we wish both teams good luck and have a great, amazing grand finals, and tune in next week just to see that match, because we think it's gonna be a really, really big and fun match that we have.
Gonna be
there.
a doozy.
Yeah.
Gonna be a doozy for sure. But like we said, that is going to be Sunday next week. You will not want to miss it. Go tell your friends, you know, make some nice watch parties at home. Get yourself some, I don't know, nachos, popcorn, whatever you like to munch on, because it is going to be potentially up to 5 maps, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be a best of 5. That is going to be everything from us for, like I said. But I do want to mention that we have season 2 of Empress being cooked behind the scenes. I know our main producer, boss, commish, whatever you want to call her, Rat, is very, very excited, working very hard as well for that. So if you want to learn how you can participate, how you can get yourself on stream like this, !Discord on Twitch chat. We just did 1 tier of competition this season. We are going to do 2 tiers of competition next season. So even if your aim is not the crispest, even if you are not the greatest IGL, or if you're just like me, an iron or bronze scrub, bona fide scrub, you can still participate. You can do like I did back in, I don't know, whichever league. I went 0 and what was it? 0 and 12, I think, for an entire half. I went 0 and maybe almost 24, but we made the 12-0 to 14-12 comeback. I ended that map with 2 kills. It was maybe over a year and a half ago, and I still remember it to this day. If you have never participated in one of these leagues, is what I'm trying to say, you are missing out. !Discord, so you can get in the Discord, you can get in the server, you can start finding a team, getting yourself set up. If you don't have a squad, no problem. We can get yourself in here as a free agent. Really, it's a ton of fun. It will be coming later this summer. You really, really don't want to miss it. And now that I've plugged that, it is finally time to stop listening to us, to have a good night, to enjoy yourselves. I know it's very early in the week, so we will let you go be free, enjoy yourselves. As always, of course, on behalf of everyone here at Empress Valorant, from the producers behind the scenes, thank you so much for all the work that you do, and thank you so much to all of our fans. Your support is what allows us to keep doing what we love. We put on this show for you and you alone. So keep giving us that support and we will keep delivering. But for tonight, that is everything from us, Alligator, Blitz, on behalf of everyone here at Empress Valorant. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, you beautiful people. And we will see you for a banger of a grand final to close out Season 1. Five Guys versus Infinite Zero next week, Sunday. Be there or be square.
Peace.